Good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. We're going to give you guys a voice. We're going to start at the top and work our way through the comments, and hopefully this will encourage everybody. Maria Murphy, just let me move myself there. I'll go over here. Talking on the Jehovah Witness video, which was, bear with me. Oh, hang on. What have I done? Oh, dear. Yeah, this one's about the Kentucky elder that dobbed in the other elder. Remember that? That was a really good video, and they kicked him out. An elder in Kentucky dobbed in a pedophile, child pedophile, and they had trouble with that. Anyway, yes, they make out they are pure and honest people. In the late 80s, while I was studying with the J-Dubs, I said to the elder's wife that a certain family in the congregation who had 6 kids, that there was something wrong with them. They were being abused. I can't explain how I knew. Maybe because I was myself. I could see it in their faces and in their behaviour, and elder's wife could have none. Yeah, she'd have none of it, and told me off just before I left the J-Dubs 2 years ago. I found out through a visiting couple as I had moved from that other congregation. Anyway, I mentioned that the family and the sister told me that the whole family was split up. Yes, the father had abused all 6 kids and his wife. I was right. They are so blind they will never listen to anyone or anything anyone said about anyone. One of them, I will never go back. I will never join another religion. I pray to the Lord and be a good person. That's all I need. And that's right. This is the whole thing. Knowing Jesus is a personal experience. Now, XJ Born-ins, Doctor, how can I get a hold of you for a Skype interview? Well, I've got to be honest with you. We're trying to sort this out. We've got the Redeemer and yourself, and there's a couple of others that I would love to chat with, but we're trying to work out how we can get the technology to be able to share it on the channel. We're not far off. We're nearly there. So just bear with me. We might even sort it out today. We're just trying to fix it. So bear with us on that. And anybody else that wants to have an interview, I'll work it out. You know what I'm like. I like people to be involved. BK Danelli. Yeah, all those handwritten letters the followers wrote to Russia. Yeah, well, the those Russian people, they're I don't know what they're doing. This is about the 53 witnesses being incriminated in Russia because of their beliefs. Hey, Doctor, have you ever been taught to pronounce a word that has an apostrophe and the letters after it? Well, I study Hebrew. I'll be honest with you. I study Hebrew with the Israel Institute University, and I'll be honest, I've failed. I've failed at it. I'm not a linguist. I'm just not a linguist. My mind, I never really did any good at school. The only reason why I got my doctorate and bachelor and masters and I'm working on this PhD is because it's all in English. I've studied Hebrew for years and years and I've never passed. That's the truth of it. So as a linguist, I'm not all that good. That's why you'll never hear me mentioning Hebrew or Greek too much, because I try and keep it very easy for everyone. That's the way I've been taught. But yeah, I'm not a linguist. I failed. I'll be doing Hebrew tonight via a conference meeting with the Israeli University. And she'll rouse on me for not getting things right. You know, the teacher gets cranky. Same as when I was at school. It's really hard. But, you battle on. For example, if the name Jehovah is followed by the word witnesses, and the name Jehovah has an apostrophe and the letters S at the end of it, the pronunciation of the word Jehovah is extended or adapts to this addition and should properly be pronounced as Jehovah's, phonetically as Jah, not Ha, Vos. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Witnesses. Say that a few times for practice, Doc. Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses. Keep practicing that, and perhaps someday, in the not too distant future, even someone as doctrinated up as you will learn how to properly pronounce this challenging name found, as it is in the case. And I'm doctored up. Oh, that's a lovely comment, isn't it? W, the possessives intact, included, and yes, right in front of your own eyes. Many, many times I've taken the liberty, including below, what potentially could be a handy link to you if you read, comprehend, and apply its mind-expanding content. You're welcome. Well, you sound a little bit agitated there, Satch. What's this? Let's go and have a look, shall we? I've definitely got nothing to hide. Let's have a look. Forming a possessive. Oh, yeah, so it's a little lesson on English. Okay, thanks for that. Appreciate that. Now, the word Jehovah, it's okay. Who's coming with me? Let's go. Origin of the word Jehovah. Okay, let's just look at the origin of the word. Have we got time for this? Probably not. Oh goodness me, I don't know. They get you in these ruts. Which one will we go with, guys? Which one? Detailed history of the name Jehovah. Let's have a look. All right, what's this say? A detailed history of the name Jehovah. Hang on, let me fix this up a bit. The silly part about this, it's not an English word. It's not a Hebrew word. In 1278, a Spanish monk, Raimundo Martini, wrote the Latin work Pugio Fidei, Dagger of Faith. In it he used the name of God, spelling it Yehuda. Later printings of this work, dated some centuries later, used the spelling Jehovah. Soon after, in 1303, somebody completed a work entitled something about victory against the ungodly Hebrews. He spells God's name Yehuda or Yehuha or something or other. It sounds Hawaiian, doesn't it? Why are we getting twisted up in all these names and things? What about the name Jesus? What about that name, the name Jesus? Anyway, in 1518, somebody, a Catholic priest born in the 1400s, published a work entitled something concerning secrets of the universal truth, in which he spelled God's name somehow. Can you see what I'm saying? Now, the direct answer to your question, the name Jehovah, first appeared in the English Bible in 1530, when William Tyndale published a translation of the Chumash, the first 5 books of the Bible. In this, he included the name God, usually spelled, I don't know how you pronounce that. I really don't care, to be honest. In several verses, Tyndale also included God's name in these verses. His translations that were added at the end of the New Testament in 1534, and in a note in this edition he wrote, Jehovah is God's name. Moreover, as oft as thou something or other. So it just goes on. You get caught up in all this stuff. It's all this stuff, but what's the reality? What's the real name we're worried about? It's Jesus, isn't it? It's Jesus. I'm not a linguist, I admit it. I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. Go and find a linguist if you want to argue about Jehovah's name. Who really cares? In 1534, Martin Luther published his complete translation of the Bible in German, based on the original languages, while he used the German Herr, Lord or Sir, for the Tetragrammaton. In a sermon which he delivered in 1526 on Jeremiah 23:1-8, he said, "The name Jehovah, Lord, brings exclusively to the true God." Subsequently, Jehovah was used not only in the Authorized King James Version in 1611, but the Spanish Valari version of 1602, the Portuguese something or other, and something or other. My point is, what difference does it make? Look, if they want to run around calling themselves Jehovah Witnesses, let them. Who cares? Honestly, really, at the end of the day, who really cares? He is who he is. He said, I am who I am, and all these names and stuff that you can't even get out of the Hebrew. They've got vowels added in and all this. So you can get lost in all this nonsense. They weren't even called Jehovah Witnesses at the start. Jenny B52. How are you, Jen? This is on Aaron's letter, which has been a mission, hasn't it? She surely has done her homework and so thoroughly proved who Jesus is. That's what we're worried about, isn't it, Jen? We're worried about who Jesus is, not about Jehovah's name. Look, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but you can get lost in that stuff for years and you come out with no answer. It's about who Jesus is. But why did they painstakingly insert the name Jehovah? Well, we're just looking at that, aren't we? Because they had to come up with something. They had to come up with something where it clearly shouldn't be. Yeah, the Jehovah Witnesses tried to keep the focus on Jehovah himself to the exclusion or to the pushing back of Christ, just to stay with their doctrines. And I don't know why. That's exactly right. Why? Why? Because I think it gives more, what would you say, importance to Jehovah, who was the Father, where it clearly shouldn't be. It could have been because of the fact they used the Devil's Bible by Jonas Grieber. Now, a known occultist who talked to the evil spirits. I look forward to more gems Erin's found in the rest of her letter. Okay, let's go and look at Johannes Griever. Johannes, this is how you study. Look, there's no secrets, is there? Let's just do this together. Johannes Griever. We'll Wikipedia. There, we're breaking all the rules now. Johannes Griever, born 1874, 1944, born in wherever it is in Germany, was an ordained Catholic priest. There you go. He was an ordained Catholic priest who later became a medium. Okay, he was a spiritist and involved in a variety of spiritualist activities. In Germany, what's that? What's that? Spiritualism is a new religious movement based on the belief that the spirits of the dead exist and have both the ability and the inclination to communicate with the living, the afterlife or the spirit world, seen by the spiritualists not as a static place, but as one in which spirits continue to evolve. So it just gets deeper and darker, doesn't it? My goodness. How do we get back to Johannes? Here he is. That's where he was born. Many in the area suffered from tuberculosis, even organising nurses to treat large numbers of tuberculosis cases during World War I. He also helped thousands of children escape the war by fleeing into Holland. In 1923, he attended a séance, and his life was changed. He renounced his vows and left the Catholic Church. He immigrated to the USA in 1929 and began prayer and healing sessions in New York. He later worked on a translation of the New Testament, publishing the New Testament and new translation and explanation based on the oldest manuscripts in 1937. He claimed supernatural guidance as he translated with his wife, an acting medium. What happened to the Holy Spirit, guys? Wow. Oh, goodness me. See, the Watchtower ain't going to come out with all this, are they? To the point that the text he translated, in the rare instances in which a text pronounced correct by the divine spirits, can be found in none of the manuscripts available today. I have the text as given by the spirits, he says. Wow. Griever's belief in spiritual communication affected his translation clearly in 1 Corinthians 12:28. Mediums who speak in various foreign languages. He's put in the word medium. So Johannes Griever was a medium, wasn't he, Jen? He was a medium. He was a crook. He wasn't a scholar at all. Lisa Bugg Showalter. For the Jehovah Witnesses having, this is on, what's this one? Let's just have a quick look. Sorry, I've been so busy. This is the Jehovah Witnesses in Warwick, isn't it? This is the J-Dubs in Warwick. Okay. For the Jehovah Witnesses having over 8 million members, not an accurate total, they sure have lots of empty seats in their halls. I always remember growing up in their organisation and always having full to the capacity halls. They're leaving in droves now, though, aren't they? Yes, they are leaving in droves. They absolutely are. Sorry, I've forgotten to thumbs up and love heart these comments. There you go, Jen. Thumb up and love heart. And we'll give Lisa one too as well. You're exactly right. She obviously grew up in the organisation herself. Green Goddess. Excuse me, just going to clear my throat. Green Goddess, how are you? Matthew 7:13 is used by the JW Org to say that only a small amount of people will be saved, live in paradise on earth according to their doctrine. Could you put into perspective for us how that verse and what you understand about many people being raptured and a small number who don't want to go? This is a core teaching likely to explain how just the JW faithful ones of the great crowd will only survive Armageddon. Well, most of them aren't going to be in Armageddon. This is the silly part about all this. Armageddon's in the Middle East. There'll be sheep and goat nations that are trying, on the one hand, the sheep nations will be trying to save Israel. On the other hand, the goat nations are going to try and destroy Israel. It's all happening in the Middle East. Now, as I keep saying, the ripple effect of that might be if, say, the USA is an ally to Israel, you might have some goat nation who they're not sure about yet sending bombs into America. Now, if you're hit by one of those bombs, that's going to be your Armageddon. But Armageddon itself's in the Middle East, and everyone else will be destroyed. It's not. This isn't playing out right. I'll tell you why. Because the Christians are gone before. Okay, we're going to have to do a teaching on this Armageddon. We're going to have to settle it once and for all for you guys. And everyone else will be destroyed. The Christians aren't even going to be you'll be raptured before Armageddon. Thank you. I really appreciate this video and your understanding of the scripture. And I really appreciate your comment, Green Goddess. Thank you. Here she is, Aaron Sinclair. Oh, wow. Thank you. But honest to goodness, I couldn't have done it without Jesus' help. Exactly right. And I couldn't have done what I do without Jesus' help and the Holy Spirit's help. I know he knows how much I love my family and that they have been hoodwinked. Maybe never. J.W. Arndt said, my cousin who serves as an elder in the Chilliwack, BC, said my letter was like a scorched earth military policy. Oh, goodness. Well, yeah, that's predictable, isn't it? I'd never heard that before, so I looked it up, and here's where it is. Well, let's have a look, seeing Aaron's put it there. A scorched earth policy is a military strategy that aims to destroy anything that might be useful to the enemy while it is passing through or withdrawing for a location. Oh, I get the picture there. Oh, goodness. Well, they don't understand theology, do they, Aaron? Now, I wouldn't say that letter was theologically okay if it wasn't. I've got no need to, but I tell you, what you've done is you've thematically used the scriptures in a cross-referenced way, but in the theme that you're talking about to bring about your point. But you've gone one step further. You've used scriptures on the one hand, and then you've turned it around to introduce Christ into those scriptures to make the application that the whole point was about the Lord Jesus Christ. And I applaud you for that, Aaron. I really am not trying to flatter you. I don't think that's helpful for anybody, but I do want to applaud so far your letters. It's been a fantastic experience, and we'll probably try and do another one today, pending on how things go. It's Sunday today, family day, so I better be careful because I don't want to upset the boss. Barrowian, keep testing. Barrowian.org. Outstanding video. Lawfully, they can't still be prosecuted without the records they destroy. Exactly right. It makes the due diligence of burden of proof a little more difficult for the attorneys involved in the plaintiff side of litigation, but not impossible. Wow, this is interesting. There are too many who have letters, testimonies, etc. Yeah, right. Yeah, in other words, they will find something. I think that's what you mean, Berean. Keep testing. But what outrageous behaviour of the organisation. Makes one wonder, why do they go to the great lengths to protect pedophiles? Well, the elder I sat with down in Gosford was pretty high up over here. They send him all over the world. He wouldn't come back and talk to me after a while. I wasn't rude to him. But he reckons it's some kind of religious rule. I said, now I've been a minister. I dob these people straight into the police, religious rule or not. Something to do with duty of care of their information at a religious level. It is unscriptural, as we all know. So why could it be that there are those serving at the high offices who have had accusation levelled against them? At one time, they want no one to know about it. Exactly right. They want to keep it swept under the carpet, don't they, from the legal system. Will be interesting to observe how this all falls apart in the future, and I'm sure it's going to. Now, I just want to look up Berean.org. What is this? Berean.org. Wow, it's some kind of... Oh, an honest review. Are the JWs extremists? Wow, look at this, everyone. Berean.org. A website dedicated to helping true loving witnesses understand real truths we've been denied for decades. Hey, do you guys know about this site? Berean.org. Wow, and it's got JW facts and goodness, let's just click here for a minute. Let's have a look. An honest review. Are JWs an extreme religious organisation? Extremist from the Oxford Dictionary. A person who holds extreme political or religious views, especially one who advocates illegal, violent, or extreme action. Wow! And there's all this stuff. There's all this stuff. Wow. I wonder if we can do a thing on this site. Look at it, Berean.org. I'll go back to the... there it is. Berean.org. Wow. We'd recommend that. Look at it. And it's got all this stuff. JW Doctrine, Child Abuse, 1914. This is a full-on website. Look, it's got all the stuff about the governing body. It's got the ex-JWs and the church. Look. Wow. They were continually devoting themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread. There you go. The memorial's not a one-year thing. It's whenever you want. They did it continually in the old days. Breaking of bread and in prayer. Look at that little place. Beautiful. Oh, look, and there's all this stuff. What a sight. Wow. Look. All of it here on the Berean.org website. There you go. Wow. This is how you research. Thanks for your comment, Berean, and I thought that was very intelligent the way you've done that. I'm thoroughly enjoying Aaron's letter because it really gives a coherent clarification to what JWs has done to skew their Bible to their teaching away from Jesus. Thank you, Aaron and Doc, for sharing. It's a pleasure. I tell you, I've been really surprised with that letter. I can't wait till the next installment. What it know now? What it know now? I reckon there are 5 million witnesses and 20 million ex-witnesses. Jenny B52. Good catch, Doc. And this guy is great. Now, which guy was this? Hang on, no, wrong video, Doc. Oh, goodness me, wrong video. And this guy is great. Let's have a look. Was this the gynecologist guy? Let's just have a... Oh, this is the elder that got in trouble in Kentucky for dobbing in the child abuser. Yeah, good on you, Jen. Jenny, again, hope you do more of these. It's nice to hear others' thoughts on subjects. Thanks, Doc. I think it is. Look, I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly learning from everybody's comments and input and everything. Aaron Sinclair noticed in this video that the hall is empty. Lots of laughs. Devon Diaries. This Bethel is all from the sponging off the flock. This whole setup. When the scriptures say in 2 Thessalonians 3, you should work and earn the money. This is a place where all mags are to control the flock, and they pay. It's a circle of lies. Yes, I say these comics they print are just fortune telling, in which they say dates of the end and that the flock pay for it. That's exactly right. It's a sex cult. It's an org sex cult. As they say, they can't have babies. Exactly right. If they work there, and they hide child abuse. They're Pillowgate sex talk. Good on you, Devon Diaries. All right, well, hang on, we haven't marked this one here. Shelley Craig, yes, they won't allow you to leave. They just called on me again. Oh, they've just called on her again as she's written this, twice in a week. This is a form of abuse in itself, harassment. When will they learn I'm out? Men playing God. Bring on Armageddon. Pun intended. Love to all. Thanks, Shelley Craig. This is Pro Theologist Jason W. Morrison, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now. Yeah, Dr. Jason Morrison, Theologist again. I just want to say thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you got plenty of self-rediscovery and freedom out of it. If you watched it on YouTube, please share or like, maybe even comment. If you watched it on Facebook, like, comment, share. But most of all, get out and live. This isn't a rehearsal. You've got a one-off life. Don't let your loyalty and your faithfulness blind you to the life that you should be experiencing. Till the next video, thank you for watching, and bye for now.